Hi guys, it's Kai here, and welcome to part 2 of this modern vintage speed build, if that's what you want to call it. I don't know, it's just a speed build. We're finishing up the fancy modern vintage house that wow, I feel like a lisp or something, I don't know, that I started in the last part of this. I mean, it's done, I didn't start it then, but anyways, this is part 2, that's all that matters. We are at part 2. So in the other part I did the front yard and the downstairs. In this part we do the upstairs, which is the bedroom, and then the backyard, and then that weird awkward like little living room type thing that I like super struggled with, that I don't do until the very end of this video because I did not know what to do with it. Like, that bothered me so much. Like, I don't know if you see it as much in these videos because I might have cut it out, but I literally would just move my camera and like look at it and stare at it for like a solid 5 to 10 minutes and just look and be like, what am I supposed to do with this awkward space? Like, it's just weird. It's just a weird space, but I found a solution for it. I think it's kind of interesting, and like I said, you'll see it's at the very end-ish of this video. Like, I put it off until the very end because I didn't want to do it. But right now I'm almost finished with the master bathroom, which I am absolutely in love with. Like, I rediscovered my love of black and gold while doing this speed build, because I normally hate gold, which is weird because recently I've been totally into gold. Like, not gold jewelry, but like gold wallpaper, as you can see in this bathroom, and like gold accessories. I used to hate gold though. Like, I thought it was the most like hideous, ugliest thing. I always liked silver or anything that just wasn't gold. But like I said, I've kind of rediscovered my love affair with gold, and especially gold with black. And you have the, what is it? The vintage glamour stuff pack to thank for that. I used a lot of that in this build, hence the term, you know, like modern vintage. I used modern and vintage stuff. So I think there's a good bit of like the cool kitchen stuff in here too. So cool kitchen and like the vintage glamour stuff, obviously. And the cool kitchen is pretty modern, and vintage glamour is obviously vintage. So that's what this house is, modern vintage. It works, okay? It works, people. Oh, and I used a lot, not a lot, but some of like the movie hangout stuff, whatever, because like in the last part I explained that like halfway through building this I kind of like realized the type of sim that I pictured living here, which is either like a single sim or like a young couple that like travels a lot. So they bring back a lot of like really interesting kind of pieces, which the movie hangout stuff pack, movie hangout stuff pack, I think is how you say it, but that has a lot of that kind of boho eclectic looking stuff, so you'll get the kind of cultural thingy going on from it. But yeah, so I thought that was interesting. But what, I don't know what else to say about this house. I feel like I said a lot of it in the other part. But the backyard, oh my gosh, I think the backyard is probably one of my favorite backyards I've done so far, which is kind of weird considering there's like not a lot going on back there. Like, it's literally like, you'll see because I'm almost getting ready to do it. But I don't know, I feel like it'd be a really cool backyard to hang out in, which is I don't know. It doesn't have a pool. It's got a hot tub. I'm like spoiling it for you, but as if you care, you could just fast forward in this video and see it. But anyway, it's cool and I like it. And I used that what is it? What would you call it? It's that big glass and metal porch cover-y thing. What would you call that? I don't know what to call it. It's kind of like a car park, but not like a car park cover that's not a car park cover, because I have it in the backyard as like a, it's a gazebo. It's like a gazebo without being a gazebo, if that makes any sense. But anyway, getting ready to work on like this little upper porch thing, which there is another porch on the like other side of this bedroom, but there's no way to access it the way I built it. So I didn't decorate it because I thought that would be silly, because in real life you would not be able to get to it unless you like took a ladder from outside and then like climbed up the side of your house just to put some furniture on it. But I guess if you guys wanted to put any furniture on it, you totally could, because you just have to change one of the windows into a door, and then you can actually access that front porch thing. Would you call it a porch? No, it's not a porch. What is it? What would you call that? I'm really forgetting the name of like everything Like, I normally know these words, but words are just like leaving my brain right now, but whatever. Anyways, what I did on this little side porch thingy, I thought was kind of interesting because you do see it from outside, so I wanted to keep it kind of simple and like matching with the exterior. So I did white and brown furniture because that obviously matches with the house. It's white and brown. But there's fun rugs, which you wouldn't see if you were standing in front of the house, like looking at it, you wouldn't see the fun rugs. But if you're hanging out there, you'll see the fun rugs. So I thought that was like a cool way to add a little bit of color. And like you can pretend that your Sims got these cool rugs while they were in like, I don't know, some faraway land. Like you can pretend they went and traveled and got some cool like Indian rugs or something like that. There wouldn't be Indian rugs. Those are like an Aztec print. You would not get them from India. But anyways, that's besides the point. We don't need to talk about that. That's just random information. Oh, and there's like I just noticed this, and I don't know why I stuck it there. The little like hose holder doodaddy. I don't know why I like adding those to houses so much. Like I feel like it adds a weird touch. Like it makes it look a little bit more realistic. Like I like adding the hose holder thingy mabob. And I like adding the gutters or like the rain spouts. I don't know. I just like them, which I didn't add. I did not add the rain spout gutter doodaddies to this because I feel like they wouldn't match. And I also don't know. No, I do know. I was about to say I don't think I know. Wow, can't speak. I don't think that flat roofs have gutters, but they totally do. And I should know this because I worked for a roofing company, but that's besides the point. We don't need to talk about gutters. That's not very fun. But in the backyard, like I said, I don't know why I like this backyard so much because it's basically like all pavement and like just a hot tub and barbecue grill thing. And like that's it. And that cool little like water fountain thingy, which I never get to use that water fountain thing. So I'm kind of glad I stumbled across it as I was like scrolling through. I was like, oh hey, this is neat. And it filled up that space pretty nicely. And it goes with like the modern cubey looking doodad. And then also I wanted to do like more landscaping, which is weird for me because I hate doing landscaping, but I wanted to somehow add like greenery in the backyard. And I was trying to, you saw me kind of struggle, but I was trying to find a tree that matched the surrounding trees because that's what I normally do when I'm building. If I put any landscaping down, I try to match what's going on in the other houses around it. But I, for the life of me, could not find the tree that matched all the trees that were everywhere else. So I just picked a random one. And then I thought it would be interesting to put like some boulders around it because I feel like that's a thing that like modern houses do. They put big rocks around trees or just big rocks as, decoration or whatever. But that's why I did that. And then now I'm trying to figure, oh god, this freaking living room. I hated figuring out this living room. I feel like it turned out pretty okay. I don't know. You guys will have to give me your opinion. I think it turned out all right, but there was like no other way to fit that stuff in that space. Like I couldn't do it. And I'm glad I remembered that we have the divider walls because I didn't like the idea of the couch just kind of floating out there in the middle of nowhere. So having that little divider wall was a way to visually break up the space without actually putting a wall there because I felt like an actual wall might be too much, but the divider wall was just enough. Like you can tell that it's supposed to be open, but it's not really open, so you don't see the ugly side of like the couch and the back of it and whatnot. So yeah. But I also did a black and gold theme again, like I said in the last part. Like I'm stuck on this black and gold. Like, I don't know. I'm totally into it right now. It makes me want to like redo my own house in black and gold. Like I'm into it. And then also I have like these random pops of color, which it's only that blue color, which came from the kitchen. So I thought it would be interesting to use that ottoman that I had there in the foyer, but I moved it because that's a way to like bring the two rooms together, if you will. Like you bring the blue into over there and then the white and gold over into the other side. So like they mingle together, if that's what you want to call it. But yeah, dog making weird noises. I don't know if you could hear him, but he's trapped in the room with me and he's staring at himself in a mirror right now because he wants to get out, but we're not going to let him out because we're busy. But I also got to use one of the cool wall feature doodads. I've never been able to use one before and I was able to use it. I think that's freaking awesome. But yeah, anyways, I finally finished this, after it took forever. Like I've been sitting on this house trying to figure it out for like the longest time. So obviously now you're looking at screenshots and whatnot. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave your comments, suggestion, and feedback down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!